Oil water separators remove oil-based pollutants and solids from stormwater runoff before these pollutants reach local water bodies via the storm sewer or a wastewater treatment plant. They also assist in compliance with your MPDES permit if you have one. An oil water separator is required for businesses that have drips and spills of oils and fluids to the ground, and those that wash vehicles on site. Sites that may be required to have an oil water separator include auto repair facilities, quick lube stations, car washes, businesses using steam or pressure washing outdoors, fueling facilities, and so on. Without timely maintenance, oil water separators may not perform effectively and can allow accumulated oil to escape to the sewer, especially during rain events. Oily water and solids discharged from auto shops are very harmful to aquatic ecosystems, especially since many storm sewers lead directly to local water bodies without treatment. There are two common types of oil water separators that remove floating and dispersed oil. These are preferred because they're the most effective. They work by allowing the oil droplets to stick together and float to the top of the separator, while the clean water, also called effluent, flows out of the bottom and into the storm sewer. First, there's the American Petroleum Institute, or baffle type, which is comprised of 3 bays separated by baffles. The second is a coalescing plate with a series of parallel plates in the separator bay, which offers good separation due to a lot of surface area on those plates. There are 2 other less common types that are suitable only in certain situations. One is a catch basin design with oil control features like a downturned elbow or baffles that can skim most of the oil during low-intensity rain events. Lastly, there is a spill control separator, which can treat minor spills and drips within a small area, like you might experience around a storage area or a used oil collection or oil filling station. Oregon's Stormwater Industrial BMP's manual provides additional information and suitability of these 4 designs for different site situations. A link to that can be found at the end of this video. But before we discuss BMPs, it's important to know about emulsifiers and their performance impact on oil water separators. Emulsifiers break up oil into small droplets and disperse oil in water, making separation ineffective. Emulsifiers include degreasers, certain soaps, antifreeze, fuels, alcohols, and solvents. Never ever let emulsifiers get into your oil water separator. Now let's discuss new installs or retrofit design considerations and then move on to maintenance BMPs. Size the unit based on flow rate for the catchment area and site-specific activities that generate oil, oily water, and solids that reach the ground, including vehicle washing. Placement is important. Oil water separators should be placed upstream of other runoff treatment, such as catch basins, which accept the bulk of stormwater from a property. Oil water separators accept runoff from smaller catchment areas where leaks, drips, or wash water occur, and should be placed as close to these points of generation as possible. Use only impervious surfaces for the catchment area leading to the separator. And lastly, always include a shutoff mechanism at the outlet pipe. Now let's review BMPs for effective oil water separator operation. If your site has an MPDES permit, ensure you are following all requirements and meeting discharge limits as you inspect and maintain your oil water separator. Cleaning an oil water separator before each rainy season is a good practice. This helps to remove oil and solids that have accumulated during dry seasons, which can reduce its efficiency and capacity, especially as rainy seasons begin. Use an oil in water analyzer to monitor the quality of your effluent. These are available as an inline automated system or handheld reader. These devices detect low concentrations of oils, VOCs, and fuels in the water. It can tell you if the effluent is meeting discharge limits and when it's time to schedule servicing. Use or add filters and screens to remove solids and debris from wash water before it enters the separator. This helps to reduce the amount of sludge and oil accumulation and extend service life. Use absorbents or skimmers, especially in the final bay of a baffle separator. For vehicle and other outdoor cleaning, use high-pressure water instead of soaps and cleaners, which are emulsifiers. Remember, Emulsifiers break up oil into small droplets so the oil doesn't float to the surface for removal. Prevent leaks, drips, or spills of any emulsifiers because these liquids can result in accumulated vapors after discharge and can pose a threat to line workers at the pump stations or treatment plant. Prepare an operations manual for inspection procedures and maintenance frequency. Routine inspections and monitoring the concentration of oil in the effluent with the oil and water analyzer will help to determine an appropriate servicing schedule. The manufacturer's instructions or a qualified professional may offer more specific guidance. Inspect oil-water separators monthly during wet and rainy seasons and after significant snowmelt. Quarterly inspections are recommended throughout the rest of the year for most properties. To physically inspect an oil-water separator, set up your traffic safety signage, wear gloves, safety glasses, and a reflective vest. Use the buddy system. Remove the lid with caution as it may be heavy. Never leave an oil-water separator unattended, and never enter a drainage structure unless properly trained. Now here's what to inspect. Look at the outlet chamber sampling tee, which is usually on the side closest to the street, and make sure it extends 6 inches below the water surface. Check to ensure the water flow rate at the inlet pipe does not exceed the design rate. Some separators have an automated flow meter or sensor. In all chambers, look at the condition of the effluent for visible presence of solids and oils. Test the operation of the level switches in the pump. For coalescing plate separators, look at the plates to see if they are coated with silt or solids, and clean the plates if they are. If any oil-absorbent pads are near capacity, replace them and dispose of them as hazardous waste. When the oil layer gets close to 2 inches, it's time to call a professional for cleanout. Older oil may emulsify, making it difficult to remove effectively. The level can be measured manually if needed, but some separators may have a point level switch that measures the depth. Another trigger for service is when the sludge level reaches about 8 inches in depth. Remember, poorly maintained oil-water separators will allow accumulated oil to escape to the storm sewer, possibly violating discharge limits. Oily water and solids from automotive facilities are harmful to aquatic ecosystems, especially since many storm sewers lead directly to local water bodies without treatment. Let's all do our part to keep our water clean and healthy. Reach out to EcoBiz staff members for further technical assistance.